What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. When do you quit your 9 to 5? When is the time right to quit your 9 to 5 job and actually live the life you want to live? Well, listen, I don't have this all figured out. I'm just going to tell you my story and when and why I quit my 9 to 5, what kind of led me to this decision, and some of the things that I found out along the way. So if you get some value at any point during the video, hit the thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe down below. So, when is it right to quit the 9 to 5? I just finished my first year as a full time entrepreneur, full time business owner in 2021. It's so weird because I can't even picture myself back in an office, back in a classroom, and living that life. And it's not that long ago that I was doing that in late 2020. But here's what I learned during the process. For me, it was trying a lot of side hustles while I was working, because that's the hardest point, right? Or that's the hardest step, right? It's like, how do I get from point A to point B? And I still need money. I still need, to generate revenue for my family, and I'm still working 9 to 5. So I don't have all this time, right? I will say this: you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of spare time to whatever these side hustles are, right? So when I was working my 9 to 5, which actually was a little bit better than a 9 to 5 schedule because I was a professor. So I did have a little bit of lag time, but I would get up around 5 or 6 a.m., record a bunch of my YouTube videos. For those of you who don't know, my first YouTube channel was a crypto channel, still very active there, posting every day. It's linked on this channel too. Crossed over 100,000 subscribers, but I was posting on that channel while I was working. I was growing that business while I was working. Now, again, a lot of sacrifice, right? I was waking up at 5 a.m., working from 5 to 7:30, and then luckily I didn't have a long commute. I could literally walk to work. And I purposely did that to reduce time, to reduce the time it took me to commute, right? Because then all of a sudden, if it's a half hour, an hour commute, that's less time you have in the morning to work on your side hustle. So I purposely picked a place where I could walk to work because I was already actively engaged in other ideas, right? I wanted to get out of the rat race. I wanted to get out of the 9 to 5. So I was thinking, okay, how can I provide myself max amount of time and not absolutely drive myself crazy? Right. So that's what I did. I lived right next door to my workplace, the university I worked at the time. And that's what I did. I just would wake up very, very early, get about 2 hours in. Then I would go to work from like 8 to noon. Then I usually had like a 2 hour block. I would come home and already have my ideas for my videos that I wanted to create done. And I would come in and knock out 2 videos in between eating bites of food, go back to the work grind, back to the job. And usually I was out of there by like 3:34. And then I would come home, usually cook dinner, go to the gym, and work. Like, and like that sounds like I had no life, and it kind of is true, but I still had like time to do things outside of the 9 to 5 job and this side hustle. Before that, actually, though, so let me dial it back even before that. Before I really started the YouTube channel, I was searching for a way out of the 9 to 5 already. I just started my career, went to school for 10 years as a professor, and I'm like, this is not for me. Why? Because I don't want somebody else dictating how much money I can make, right? It's like there's always these hurdles you have to jump over. And like in 5 years, you're going to get a raise, right? I want to be in control of that. Like I want to have control over where I'm going and where I'm heading. And the only way you do that is by running your own business. Simply put, the only way you do that is by controlling your own destiny, running your own business, not having somebody you answer to, not having somebody tell you where you have to be, what you have to wear, when you can punch in, when you can punch out, how long you can have for lunch, all of this sort of stuff, right? And I'm not saying these jobs are bad. Like we need them. Like we need them to go, to make the world go round. But this video is for people who are maybe exploring the idea of thinking outside the box and maybe taking a risk. And whether you're in your 20s or 30s or even your 40s, and I know everybody's in a different situation with family, but if you're thinking about this, hopefully this video is helping you. kind of navigate this. And I don't have any of this scripted either, guys. I'm just stream of consciousness here talking. But when I was working as a professor at the previous university, not this most recent one where I transitioned to the YouTube, I started 3 different small businesses, right? And all of them failed. But I tried them and I made a little bit of money at them. And again, it was always side hustles. Like one was a hot sauce company. It was fun. Just didn't have a lot of ROI. Then another one was an online men's products e-commerce store, which we did okay for a little while. And then another one was I was helping people do their resumes and portfolios and cover letters and things like that as they were applying for jobs and stuff, which I was a professor, so I kind of like that. I like writing, speaking, that's kind of my niche. But again, it was hard to find clients. It was hard to really grow something and then scale it when you didn't dedicate your time. And here's the thing, when I was doing all 3 of those, a lot of it was like overlapping, so I couldn't give 100%, right? I would say this, if you're really looking to get out of the 9 to 5, focus on one thing and literally spend all your time and energy and focus on that one thing outside of the 9 to 5. When I started doing that with YouTube, it clicked. It worked, right? And obviously make sure you enjoy it because you've got to be dedicated. All this stuff about motivation, how are people so motivated? It's not motivation. There are days where I'm not motivated at all to make these videos, but I'm dedicated. There's a difference there between dedication and motivation, right? Motivation comes and goes. It's very fluid. Dedication is something you can ingrain in your mind just to be dedicated all the time to this craft, right? So I would say focus on one thing. Don't quit the 9 to 5 until you start making a similar amount of money or you see the potential to make a similar amount of money, right? That's at least how I played it. Again, it's not like the only way to do this, right? But the way I played it was I worked on YouTube for May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 7 months before I quit my actual 9 to 5. And during those 7 months, I was progressively growing this business and getting, more views on YouTube, which obviously leads to more income through the Google AdSense program. And I might even make a video about starting a YouTube channel and what you should know and all of that sort of stuff. If you're interested in hearing about that, maybe drop some comments down there below. If you're interested in any kind of ideas, always looking for ideas from all of you out there who are listening to these videos. But that's what I did. I waited about 7 months until I really saw the writing on the wall where it's like, wow, okay, I can go in and quit my job and feel pretty good about what I've built here in these last 7 months, and I'm going to go full time with it. And now I've got a full year under my belt. So the business is coming up on 2 years now in the making, and decided to make this channel because there's so much more I want to talk about and so much more I want to help you with than just cryptocurrency and investing. And I try to interject a lot of motivational things on my crypto channel, but still it's very crypto heavy, right? Crypto centric. And I love that. I mean, and that channel's not going anywhere, but I needed another outlet, another platform like this just to talk about things in general, right? Like this, like quitting the 9 to 5. So let me know what you guys think about this. Hopefully this helped. Again, unscripted, unfiltered. Drop your thoughts, comments down below. Appreciate you guys so much for stopping by. And would mean a lot if you subscribe to the channel.